So we last left off in the courtroom, and we need to turn everyone against their own ideals right now. Well, not ideals, but ideas. I have considered the defense counsel's request for already a mix-up in my voice. Defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury, and I have determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure. Yeah, because why wouldn't you? So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman?
Oh, we are, my lord. Very good.
In that case, I must ask of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find your defendant guilty of this crime. Perfect. Let's do it. Judicial Findings. Hope the Smash character isn't great, or you gotta look for the game again. No, I think the Smash character is gonna be Waluigi.
The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those are the books, or those 3 books of his.
If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was borrowing books, it can't be related to the crime if the window was closed, can it? Dearie me, it was only a little book, hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit.
Look, I just want to get all that over with. I don't bring home some... If I don't bring some play home today, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble.
Come to think of it, I had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes.
I don't know how that gives you the sneezes. It gives you the cough, but...
Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness's testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover...
Perfect. Start of the stream, already a glass broken.
No one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way.
That means, I'm afraid, that during this summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts.
But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here?
Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those 2 details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted.
And there I was thinking this might be hard. But Mr. Naruto, you have to do it, otherwise this really will be where the trial ends. No pressure then. Happy it's at midnight because you won't be able to watch. Wait, you're happy it's at midnight because, oh, you wouldn't be able to watch. Yeah, the time it is for me, it's around, well, it's a good time. Is it 6:30 Eastern time? I think it is. Or is it 6 Eastern? I don't know. Anyways, it's a good time to stream it. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume we are prepared, counsel. Oh, yeah, my lord. Alright, Renosuke, focus your mind now. Oh, 2 slaps, okay. We're ready. Clearly, the key to the summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid, or should I say, Miss Garadeb. We have that book that dissipated from the Garadeb's house on the evening of the incident, and the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the 2. Yeah, that's what we have to find, using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Miss Garadeb and see how she reacts, even to the things other people say. Perfect. Alright, let's get this. The defense's rebuttal. Let's do it. We still have, we lost one. I forget where we lost it, but we did lose it eventually. The accused left behind evidence at the scene. The book of his. If there's some novel explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. We are going to need to do a little bit of, you know, nudging, you know? I lost one. Yeah, I did. I don't remember when, though. He's not going to be much help, I don't think. Oops, I accidentally skipped over it. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street, as well as how he or she could have done it. Yeah, but once again, the jurors' statements are full of personal prejudice. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. Hey, Moose, how's it going? You have so much math to do tomorrow, but you really don't feel like working tonight. You have to do your math homework, or else I'm not letting you into my stream anymore. No, I mean, Look, welcome to the stream, by the way. Math is very important. I don't have any math classes this year because I finished them all because I'm awesome. But yeah, you've got to do that, or else we get in trouble for not doing it. I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternate. Yeah, that's... Thanks, Sherlock. I mean, thanks, Herlock. I don't necessarily need to find contradiction between their assertions, just a connection might do the trick. Right, see what I can do? If anything stands out, go in for the strike. That's the spirit, yes, the spirit of justice. Okay, I'm going to press them. I may as well press everyone, right? We can get some more information. But as we know, there were 4 books, not 3.
Oh, well, what difference does it make?
And there's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord.
Yes, that's the part I have a problem with.
Sorry?
Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, you said.
That's not exactly how I put it, no.
Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened.
I think that's what you call a strong alibi.
So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what all this power is about. It's a done deal, isn't it?
I suppose it is, since I have nothing witty left to say. Send you the math, and you may be able to help. Yeah, he'll help. He's smart. I assume you're smart. I don't really know how many smarts you have. Obviously, I don't have that many, because I said how many smarts. If there was some novel... Yep. Hold it! Hold it! So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean?
Oh my, such delight in your face! But I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I am a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman.
That's great.
If one reads the morning papers, all is forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say?
And not at all extreme.
As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated
by overwhelmingly strong testimonies.
Despite 1 or 2 minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty.
Modern, metropolitan, yeah. Wouldn't you say? Yeah. Overwhelmingly.
But as modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know. So I'd be only happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one. That's what we're trying to do.
I'd be happy to do that, too. If only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Yeah. Right, I'm glad you omitted rational there. 1 minus cosine 2... 1 over 2 theta. I can't remember anything about trig, but I do remember it being pretty easy. But not right now, because I don't remember anything about trigonometry.
Even if the woman was throwing books can't be related to the crime.
Yeah, guess what? The window wasn't closed.
It wasn't? But what about the possibility that the window was open?
What about it? I mean, there's no way it could have been.
How can you be so sure?
What? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see?
But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you?
It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it.
Maybe they would.
Then what's the point of even having windows, huh?
Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering. Sorry. Somehow I need to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Okay, that was me slapping my own face. Let's see what we have here. Truth that the window was open. I mean, there was the fire. I assume if they did open the window, it would be to actually put out the fire, but I don't think we can actually prove that. Wait, overview. I was thinking overview, like an overview of the crime scene. No. Yeah, I don't think we can say this yet, unless there's something in this book that says something, and no, I don't think. And we don't have the actual room. Unless... No, there's no way we can tell here. I'm surprised no one died in this case. Only the little book, yeah. We gotta ask you because you are the one that can probably tell us the most. But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not?
With flames of love.
Wait, no, that's an old lady voice.
With flames of lava.
No.
With flames of love, I'll have you know.
There we go. There's really no such thing as a loving, incendiary bomb. Say something British.
Well, he brought it up by himself. He's playing with fire to portray a fire enough. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree?
Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yeah. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstandings, Miss Garrideb.
Never mind you that. The point is, we were just having a little jovial little dispute, nothing more. And I wouldn't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Oh? What do you mean, oh? Oh! Oh! Right, well, we'll see about that. What about juror number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair out of Miss Garrideb's relentless onslaughts. It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is. Aw, gentle giant. Okay, we've got to pit someone against... I'm just gonna press everyone. I'm gonna press every single person. You just want to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here.
Oh, well, him and me both then, like I said before.
What?
I told you already, I'm a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some Reddies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning.
What?
You heard me. My missus isn't one to mess about, you know. She can be fierce, believe me.
Another shining example of marital bliss, then.
A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny, but I can't quite remember.
I'm sorry.
It was too frightening, that's the thing. Must have blocked it out.
Helpful. I wonder if Miss Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scoff. Don't even go there, Mrs. Hutto. There must be some way to jog his memory about this. Okay, so he knows... So something happened. Wait, a fire at home a while ago gave me the sneezes. What do you mean, the sneezes? Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case?
Sorry, what's that? You'll have to speak up, lad.
Could you tell us more about that fire?
It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday.
Aww. Highlight my message. Gold, please notice me, I'm your #1 fan. Moose, I noticed you. I read all the comments. I don't read all of them. Or I don't read all of them out loud, but I do read a lot of them. And if I don't respond to one, maybe it's either I don't want to respond or... I mean, yeah. Sometimes I might not see him, but... You're just rich... Wait, what? Wait, don't no quarrels in the chat, please. Okay. The last winter my grandchildren baked me a lovely cake.
It had 75 candles on the top, it did. What a sight to behold it was.
You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship?
Of course not, it was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday, obviously.
It seems that is a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Nod. Did they not put candles on cakes in Japan? That's interesting.
Anyway, I mustered all of my puffs and to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles were flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke.
It definitely sounds like a devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold. But how did you catch a cold from a fire?
Well, I opened the window. Watch. Oh, what a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it. We had to open all the windows to clear it. The windows? The biting winter air rushed me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did. I thought that...
You've got to go. Alright, see you, Math. I hope to see you later.
I caught a terrible cold from it. Put me in the hospital for a while. I won't forget my birthday in a hurry.
I knew it was a devil worship all along. But something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. Am I hitting the Ethernet cord? No, I'm not. Okay. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street. As well as how he or she could have done it. Yeah, but once again, the juror statements are full of personal prejudice. We already read this. Yeah. Don't take a shower, you'll make the bathroom dirty. This man ain't reading. No, I am reading. I know you're getting bullied by Moose. Moose, calm down. It's okay. but I can pit them against each other now. We have, you guys are talking in the chat about who smells, and I am actually making progress in the video game. Okay, who was it that said about the window? Yep, you. Window's closed. Or yeah, you.
Objection.
Gotcha. These two juror statements clearly contradict one the other. Wait, did I? Do they not? What? What do you mean? Well, they don't. No, they don't. They don't contradict each other. I'm not saying they do. Well, I'm not. No, that's not what I mean. No. I'm pitting you. Juror number 3, do you see? Well, me? See what's, Did you hear the juror number 6's account of his birthday? Oh, okay, oh no! Okay, we're good. Okay, alright, I got confused. Did you hear the juror number 6 account of his birthday celebrations last year? I like his hand on his sword, he's like, yeah. It seems, despite being a Londoner, he opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from the fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh, exactly. On the day in question at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garrideb household, and Mr. Garrideb had the following to say about it. The whole place was filled up with smoke. Oh my hat! Excuse me. Excuse me. Juror number 4. Do you have something to say about that? Miss Garrideb. Oh, dearie me! What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I am hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? What? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after a carpet and the bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. The real stinker is me? Don't bring me into this, I'm the streamer. And what if we did? Oh, all right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a truly deserved book battering. Even though your house was on fire? I forgot to wash. I didn't forget to wash. What? Oh, hey, Sona. How's it going, Sona? Welcome. Oh, you never stop throwing until your anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Of course. I should have realized. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruto. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mr. Garrideb's formal statement. Or Miss Garrideb, sorry. Wasn't Sona a mod? Sona was a mod on Discord. No delay? Yeah, there's a very little delay, and the quality is up. I'm in 900p, which is a lot smoother than 720. It's a good balance between 720 and 1080, and it's not too bad on the bitrate either. So, the window was open at the time. I'd forgot to clean, or at the time I'd forgotten. It's true. Okay, let's hold this. My odor is wafting over. Okay, we're stopping this now. We're stopping this talk. I hate it. The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. Sorry, not The London's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garrideb told us he had been reading. Yeah. Well, I really couldn't say. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm. I did. Yep. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it. Yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man. I don't remember. At times like that, you pick and throw whatever you can lay your hands on, as well as you know. I really don't.
I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it.
Excuse me.
What was that, sir? What was that, juror number 5? What was that, juror number 5? You said that exactly. I bet you smell really lovely. I'm sorry. No, don't worry about it. I know you're all joking. I know you're all joking. I hope you are. I don't know what his hands are doing.
Oh, you know something? I remember what it was. The memory I blocked out. Who? I was listening to what this granny was saying.
Granny.
I was floating back. Who are you calling granny? You cheeky old devil! I'm Mr. Gary Devil, the maid, I'll have you know.
The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. Oh.
It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just gotten back home after work, put my hands in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day, and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out.
Oh dear. What a disaster.
You haven't heard the half of it, boy.
Oh.
The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost the day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me, it did. About an inch deep.
Oh my god. No words, just terror.
I could smell it then, you know.
Now he's in on the smell stuff too. He's with all of you in the chat. Maybe he is in the chat.
That god-awful stench of the towns.
I think I'm pronouncing that right.
I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it?
I'll never use the word lightly again.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it.
Mr. Naruto, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. You at least attack with honor, like using a bow of the like. What attack? Who are you going to attack? Never mind. Anyways, this man. Okay, all right. Well, there is a sequel to this game, so I think we know another culprit. You finished the third Professor Layton game, and I should really consider playing the first 3 games. I might. I just need a way to play them. If I can get my hands on... them. If not, I can emulate them, but I don't deal with emulation too much. Could be rather significant, I think. You can help me emulate? Yeah, maybe sometime. Alright, we'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later, if I dare. Right, instead of talking about... okay, so... hurl almost anything at you. The kitchen knife really brought that home to me. So maybe we can pit this against someone else. Why? Wait a minute. Do you think pitting him against her would work? Because she says if there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, and then he says a woman in rage will hurl almost anything at you. The kitchen knife really brought that home to me. So do you think that maybe she got so mad that she's the one that threw the knife, and the knife flew out? I think that is... I'm gonna do it. And if it doesn't work, I'll just talk to him again. Music stop. These two statements clearly have a deep, significant connection. Good grief, you mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once! Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Why is chatting the most popular Twitch genre? It has 500,000 people watching it right now. Well, there's a lot of people that do just chatting streams. I actually did one once. It was just like an evening. We just kind of talked. It was kind of chill. We put a fireplace on, listened to nice music. It was really, it's really cozy. But yeah, also a lot of people. Or no, that's a different category. Is ASMR a different category than just chatting, or do people do that? Because a lot of people watch ASMR. I'm not gonna say anything else about that, but you know what I'm getting at, probably. You don't do just chatting. I don't really either, but I think they are cozy. The one I did was really cozy. I liked it. ASMR is a different category. Yeah, well, okay. So my theory is incorrect. But all right. Do you think this is one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back. It has 16K viewers right now. Well, let's change the category and let's. No, I'm joking. What are you talking about? We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, was found at the scene of the crime. Originated in Mr. Garrideb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garrideb household to the street below. Huh? What's that now? After all, Mrs. Garrideb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole?
That sounds familiar. Have I been called a beanpole before, or was this already brought up in this case? Pokemon Unite still has 90K? Wow, I haven't even touched that game at all. I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light, and perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened.
Now you listen here, you Eastern Gar. As the foreman of the jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us a yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it now?
I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. But I'm certain that at the very least, this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garrideb household to the scene of the crime was the jackknife. At least I think. Juror number 4, Miss Garrideb.
What? What? No.
I must apologize in advance for this, but I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife... Have you ever seen this knife before?
Oh! Good Lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back there, man!
Zeke's is like, My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garrideb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who had been backed up against the window, a window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which books sailed to land at the crime scene.
You can't seriously believe that the book was found in the victim's grasp.
Are you saying it flew out of the window across the street, just to land neatly in her hand? Oh, wait, what? What? Hang on, wait a minute. I misread that, I think. Hang on, I need the history. You can't seriously believe that the book was found in the victim's grasp. Oh, the book was found in the victim's grasp. No, I think what happened was, well, actually, no, because it fell down. She was like, what? That was kind of weird. So she picked it up, and then the knife came flying. That's what I think. She doesn't have anything like that. Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now. Oh, my! Oh! Mrs. Garrideb, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not?
Oh, oh!
Oh! That's not good. Sorry for that scream, by the way. That must have been torture.
My lord, I wish to change my decision. I am a woman of my word, after all.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for the trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions.
Mr. Foreman!
I'd have to agree. Not that I think the granny did it, mind, but...
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about it at the moment, either.
All together now, ladies and gents!
Woo! Oh, yeah. Ba, 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 objection. We just got an objection right there. We did it! Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruto!
So, as a result of the defense's summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I like that one. That one felt good. That one was good. That one was really good. Now you guys are discussing the Twitch categories. How much does mine have right now? Well, not mine, but you know what I mean.
Now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed?
Oh my god, that actually kind of hurt my voice.
Let me open up a fresh bottle. It's been aging for 50 years. It's about as long as the Belmonts have been searching for me. This trial is rapidly descending into a farce. Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough.
Oh my god. A second one. It's been 35 minutes. Pikmin 3 has 5 viewers. That's sad. I hope Pikmin 4 has 1 million. That'll be revealed tomorrow.
But what follows is so repugnant it's good for nothing, save nothing, just gutter water. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Incredible. Is that your considered option, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves with the relative positions of those places being discussed.
What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time? I actually don't know.
It should already be more apparent that between the crime scene and the Garadeb household runs a rather wide street, Mariah Road. Which means that the distance from the Garadeb's house to the scene of is some, yes, 15 yards.
You can easily throw a knife 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards is around 14 meters. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little further than I imagined. You can throw that. Well, no, yeah, you can definitely, yeah, you can do that. Oh, man. Okay.
And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly notice as having portentous significance.
14 meters is nothing. Yeah, you can easily throw something that far. But 14 meters from a window? Well, actually, yeah, then you could get even further. But it's just like, what are the odds that it actually stabbed her in the back? I don't know.
The form of the book was found in the victim's clutches.
Well, yeah, I can explain that. She picked it. They weren't thrown at the same time, you idiot. What are you trying to say?
In other words, the smoldering book, wantedly hurled by the lady of the house, traveled some 15 yards. To land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's feet.
Are you an idiot? Is this guy's such a moron? Are you? This is the prosecutor? Are you kidding? Something's rigged here. No. He's plotting something with the other dude. There is no way he's this stupid. There is absolutely no way that this guy can't come to the conclusion that the book landed first, she got confused, picked it up, checked it out, and then got stabbed. You're not that dumb, Zeeks. Don't do your hand pose now, because you look like an idiot. I bet the whole audience is like, what is... Is that your final conclusion? Deluded? Don't back down from this. He's an idiot.
Did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge in the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think.
The odds are bigger than I think. No. Ace Attorney games, they think about this stuff. From all of the Ace Attorney games I have played, they have all thought about things. But there is no way, like, I guarantee he's plotting something. He's definitely plotting something with someone else. And this whole thing, it's like a ploy against me. Here's what I think. I think they're not the Englishmen here are not, they're not with the idea of a Japanese lawyer coming and just like they're just like, no, we're not gonna do that. We can't have that. So they planned to have something go terribly wrong, and that our reputation would plummet. That's what I think is gonna happen. No, 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 no. Get back up. Get back up. Get back up. Get back up. There's nothing you can say to that. Every single time that this guy does something awesome, he immediately turns around and goes, oh, but I don't know. But what if I'm wrong? Doesn't matter if you're wrong, you just need to get the verdict. I mean, you like to find the truth. I want to find the truth too, but seriously. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. I know. Mr. Sato? Serialized detective stories are pathetic, aren't they? How dare he? Maybe let's pick our battles here. My lord, may I be allowed to speak? As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense. If she says it, I'm gonna slap Naruhodo. I'm gonna make sure that he gets a Sasato takedown. The prosecution may consider the idea of fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. Wait a minute, maybe my theory isn't correct, because maybe he's trying to make us look better. Maybe that could be happening too. I really don't know. But what the defense has postulated is believable enough to persuade the jury can change the leaning. Happy you can do a birthday stream. Well, happy early birthday. I hope you have a good stream too. Hey. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. Yeah, you idiot. To that end, juror number 4, Miss Joan Gerrida, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination.
Sent alive! A cross-examination of a juror?
Yeah, I don't see what's so off with that.
Order, order, order! Well, this is highly irregular. It's unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
That was expensive.
And unnecessary. Lord Mancy.
It's gross.
There are already witnesses in the stand that accidentally hit the button with their knee, so they pull up a wrong menu and they can't read. There are already many witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have been thrown to the sky before this couple of lines. I must assume that they would be able to testify accordingly. What say you, witness?
He's going back to sleep.
Yes, sir. Customer White Base report for jury, sir.
Why do these guys have their own theme song?
Well, good morning, officer.
Sorry for turning the turn now, sir. I have stuff for a mice. I can't feel me who's a pill on my beat, sir.
Oh, they're so heroic, these Londoner bobbies.
Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more.
Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon.
Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request. And order the witnesses to stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any detail pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This guy's idiot. We can get him. Beat.
This case has nothing to do with Mrs. Character, Mr. and Mrs. Character. Believe me, I love the Bobby. It's good for his word. You see, sir, the windows of the top floor of the garage house are tops his casements.
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on this front, sir. Greetings, Professor. Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
Well, that was quite startling. Top hinge cement casement windows. That detail was not in the police. What does that mean by top? Does that mean it opens like a it opens like you. It's like from the top, and it like you push it forward. Is that what it means? I don't know. I'm stupid.
The detail was in the police report, Constable.
Ah, yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. Yeah.
Oh, so he was looking into the windows, huh? He was looking into the windows. You don't think that's suspicious? You don't think it's suspicious that he was looking into the windows, right? Right? Like, why would he think that the windows would have anything to do about a case that happened on the ground away from the building, huh?
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
I'm really into this today. I don't know what's going on.
No, sir.
Sorry, but what exactly is a top-hinged casement window? Thank you. And you, don't you dare say I'm stupid, because I'm going to hit you upside the head with one of your beer bottles. Wait, not beer. It'd be much different if he drank beer instead of wine.
You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend.
Trite? Is that a Godot reference? I was going trite. Of course, sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruto. Cast your mind back to the windows and Mr. and Mrs. Garadev's room. Alright, I'll try. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought, but I got it mixed up. But as a top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see. There was a hinge on the bottom one, so what does that mean?
I'm glad you receive your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being open anywhere.
Yeah, I have one of those windows, but it opens outwards, and it's actually broken right now, and I'm gonna fix it myself because I don't want anyone in my room fixing my window because they're gonna steal all my video games, and they're gonna steal all my gamer gear. I don't want them to see my gamer gear. I've got too much of it, and they're gonna steal it all. Sorry, off topic. Back to court. It prevents it opening? Huh, this is all news to me.
Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the open window,
it would have to be thrown at such an angle. Yeah, it would have clattered against the paint. Yeah. But what if it went through the window? No, it didn't.
Why is there a window there now, you moron? My Nipponese friend.
You see the problem then? Good, your education in Windows is complete. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. And that is, unless the window pane had been shattered, something we have discounted already. Yeah, no, it wasn't broken, but something... B? Did he say it can't be?
Did you see that rolly young man? We young Japanese man.
Wait,
did you see that, Rolly? The young Japanese man just collapsed in agony.
Yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how clumsy he was before me.
Oh, Rolly, you're so strong.
How is this happening? Are you guys in, like... You guys in emote-only mode? You're in a self-emote-only mode. I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed. No, we can do this.
Well, counsel, if you would drag yourself upright again... Phoenix upright. The court awaits your cross-examination. That's a little reference for the future. You'll get it.
You're just not in the mood to talk.
My lord.
Oh, good. Another desperate situation. I just smudged my glasses by accident. I've got to wipe them off. So, I don't know what we're going to prove here. It's going to be something. So, I don't... It might be possible to prove the window, but... I don't know how we will. If there's no way, unless we can get them to say something, not even like just to do with the window. We just need to we just need a slip up right now. Nothing to do with them. Bobby is good for his word. What should we press? The windows on the top floor of the other are top hinged casements. I'll press this. But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already, and it was dark.
Oh, but
wait, oh, and Rolly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry?
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
Can't it guide you to the answer? Can't it guide you to answer the question?
flaming book and cut across the sky in front of us, it would have been lit up like a shooting star.
And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Rolly be an inspector, I would have said. 3 times at least.
Of course, when you say a wish out loud, it doesn't come true, so that's why she didn't say it, but she did see a star. And of course, with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars.
In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you?
Yes, sir, that is correct, sir. Now, sir, the night sky in London is starless, sir.
It certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her.
Okay. Leave this and fetch help into the rose there. I just had a theory, but I think the theory seems kind of far-fetched. I'm just gonna throw this idea out there. I don't know if that's actually what happened, but she said that he left. Maybe when she fell, maybe when she fell, she wasn't stabbed. She was hit by the book, and when she got hit by the book, she fell on the ground, and then the book landed on the ground. So when she got her conscience back, she picked up the book, and that's when she picked up the book. And then Rolly stabbed him in the back. Her in the back, sorry. I don't think. No, but that's what I thought just then, but
Hold it!
I don't know why he would have killed her, right? Like there's nothing to base that off of. Not based. Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been Rolly, if it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Don't feel bad, myself. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box and every beat.
So Rolly told me the way. Only, I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me.
Oh, Pat! Oh, wait, oh,
Pat!
oh, Rolly!
There we go. Oh, please. Yeah.
I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed.
I doubt that very much.
I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sir.
I very much doubt that he was there the whole time. It is time for you to freak out. I just pointed at my screen. You guys can't see me pointing at my screen. You're gonna go finally do your math homework. You're gonna disappear now. Alright, Moose. Good luck with it. If you finish, tell me how it goes.
Hold it!
So Patricia is gonna be like... Nothing to report?
Is that a fire emblem 3 houses reference?
That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else supposed to see it, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear on the yard's honor, sir.
Really? That seems a little strange.
I beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. That seems altogether to me, sir.
This burned copy of The Lion's Pride was originally in the Garradeb household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as how you were in the scene of the crime the entire time?
Could be a different copy, sir. That's the one you happens to be bored as well, sir.
Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Wouldn't she put it in her book bag? It's because she picked up the thing afterwards. You know for a fact. Oh, no. My theory before was right. She got up, he was like, no, don't get up! Stab in the back. That's a knife sound. That's what he did.
Well, sir, the book was in the lady town from the moment we arrived in the scene.
I doubt that. Well, actually, I don't even know. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. Yeah, I know. The two mysteries of how the knife ended up in her back and how the book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. There is. I think... Well, I don't know. I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruto. I have no right to speak out. What do you mean? I've requested the cross-examination of Mr. Garradeb without consulting you. Even if the judge did deny me, Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mrs. Garrideb. If we're ever trying to get the truth in this matter. Do you really think so? Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Garrideb's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow, didn't it? You're right. And then there was Mrs. Garrideb's reaction to me showing her the knife. The woman's hiding something. I'm sure of it. You're right again. We need to use this cross-examination to uncover more clues. We'll get to the bottom of this one way or another, I swear. Yeah, I don't know. We need more information. Unless we have... we can't forget about this. Are these different pictures? No, okay, never mind. No, I thought, yeah, because we can't see her other hand. I was thinking that maybe this was the same hand holding it in the other picture, but it's not. This is the same, yeah, okay. Let's see what we can do here. Unconscious following stab wound to the back. Remains unconscious, her name was for personal efforts, other details on loan. Apart from a single stab wound and a large knife, from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away. Let's keep pressing. Let's keep going. Because we didn't press the other statements. Quick little water break. It's important to drink water, by the way. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Studies show that when the seasons change, your need for water changes too. I completely made that up. But water's good for you all the time. How can you say for certain?
A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It's a noble founding principle with the force written on it to remind it to all us policemen who are sworn on duty.
He showed us that before, didn't he? Yeah, he did, and I wanted it. Did he? I can't say I remember. You don't need water. No, you do need water.
To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man is what the job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word.
You're and built different.
I'll rubbing my tired eyes for admittedly, sir.
Oh, Rolly, you're so manly.
Of course I am, my darling Patricia.
Oh, Pat. I mean...
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly.
No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb?
Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir.
Yeah, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then.
Absolutely, sir. I will answer to the fullest of my ability, sir. That's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mr. Garrideb after Mr. gets here to relate to the case.
Oh.
But before I get into that, sir, just one thing.
Yes?
I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles.
I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here.
So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant for your pursuit. I must warn you.
You won't be able to get through it without shedding a few... Wait.
You won't be able to get through without shedding a few tears.
I thought it'd be more sinister. Thank you all. Try. Constable beats... Oh, perfect. I wanted this. I actually wanted this. I can't remember why I wanted it, but I wanted it. Nope, no. Okay. No! Oh, well, sorry for screaming. It just popped out. By which you mean they don't fully open, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Why do you have a headache? Probably because you're listening to me. Take an ibuprofen.
They're just to allow a bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted to how much they open.
And therefore, anything thrown out the window from the inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Ooh, more info, possibly? Here is the location where objects would have fallen.
Yes. Directly opposite the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road.
Maybe she was on Hey, I'm getting ideas. Maybe she was on that side of the road. That's where she fell. They saw her unconscious because the book hit her in the head. Maybe that's a stretch. I think that might be a stretch. Me thinking that she got knocked out first, but I don't really. I mean, it's a possibility. Would have been so hard for somebody to mention the top hinge casement thing before. Maybe she got hit with the book, and then she got up after Patricia was gone, and then Beat was like, I wanna, I don't know, I wanna be better recognized, so I'm gonna kill a person so I can get a promotion or something. Because they'll see how good of a job I'm doing. No. That's a big stretch. Well, I have another question for you, Constable.
And what would that be, sir?
How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's house is furnished with?
Oh, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday.
Excuse me.
Ma'am? Do you have something to add, Miss Beat? Huh? Sorry? You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that? Oh my god, if she says something like, if he did a really good job, he would get Polly would get a promotion. Is his name Polly? I forget his name. Rolly, whatever his name is. I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky. Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. Uh-oh, here we go. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see?
Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the other one. Isn't that right, my love?
He's asleep.
Wake up! Constable Beat!
Oh, yes, that's right. Just the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the household yesterday. The house is on my beat, you see, sir.
That really was getting it close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garadeb household is on your beat, does that mean the pavement next to it as well?
Outside Mr. Garadeb's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on the side of the road is part of my beat.
Was she... Wait a minute. There was that one bike. I don't know why the bike was damaged. I see, I was unaware of that.
Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road...
we would have never been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. I think that's it. I think that's it. If the woman had been attacked on the other side of Briar Road, she so was. You just proved it to me. You just proved it. What? Okay. If you knocked her out with the book, or no, they did not. If she got knocked out by the book on the other side of the road, and then she got up and walked away, and then got knifed by Rolly or Patricia, it could have been either one of them, really. That's selfish. Just so you could go to dinner?
But that's the life of a Bobby, after all. Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Yeah, do you think I know that? I'm mad now.
I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling? That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it.
I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naruto. I'll take care of it immediately. Okay, the pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable Beat's beat. The border, which runs down the middle of Briar Road.
And now it's my turn, I think.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Oh, yes, of course. What is it? You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell. What? I wasn't really. I mean, what's she doing? Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might see me as the wife of a policeman, but I am a woman of my word, I am. I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses, I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, let me speak, won't you? Yes, Miss Beat, I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one.
That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't.
Duly noted, Miss Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be able to say, I wonder? I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though. What do you mean by that? Give me some more information on that. Miss Beat, nobody's questioning what you've told us.
I saw it, I did, that evening. I saw it clearly. The little Eastern man with his whiskers and the funny curved back, slinking away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction?
Oh, yes. Well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up in the wrong place when I've made arrangements to reach Rolly. He gets ever so gross. Tell me about it.
I keep pressing the wrong button when I do that. Constable Beat, is there a problem?
I just haven't been sleeping, sir. No, sir. No problem, sir.
Did your words remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps?
Oh, well, in a way, sir. Yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all.
You mean Miss B lost her way on the night of the incident? Okay.
Well, so I set her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine, but she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd been back in 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15.
Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease.
But the reason I was gone so long was because of the bouquet, silly.
The bouquet?
Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and pennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes, how romantic.
I'd forgotten all about that until just now. Had you, my darling?
Yes, but that was just between us. No talking about anyone else, darling. You have to promise.
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. It's because he left. He didn't see the actual killing. They saw an unconscious person, but they don't want to say. Well, now, because I've got all these theories in my head, I'm all mixed up. Afraid I can't offer any insight, Mr. Naruto. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Miss Beat about the bouquet. Miss Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned, I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'd love to.
Zeeks, what are you doing over there? Haven't heard from you in a little bit. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while.
Hold it!
And now they're gonna say that he left to go look for her. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I was upset. When we ran over and I saw it was a woman with a... When we ran over and I saw it... When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. Bouquet. It was a dark spot where the street lights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on? Came back to the scene with the conspiracy. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was in the other side. It was nowhere near the victim's body at all. Is it all coming back to the lamp? Is it all coming back to the lamp? That one joke I said about the lamp being the victim, was it true? Did it all come down to the lamp?
In case you need reminding, Miss Beat, the victim is not deceased. Yeah, I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably.
That's right, silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although, I'm not going to blame the bouquet this time. I can think of how it got there, I really can't.
It didn't go over there, right? So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite.
Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick up the bouquet up again. I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. Maybe it didn't move at all. So either it didn't move at all... So either the bouquet moved with the body, or the bouquet stayed in one place. Because she said it moved, but she might be like... thinking, like she might be completely messed up in her thinking. Oh, okay. We don't know that for sure, but we do know the bouquet moved. Either it didn't move or the body moved. Either it didn't move and the body moved, which I think is what happened, or the bouquet moved with the body.
The beautiful rose Rolly bought me with the change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
Wow.
By bouquet. Do you perhaps mean the sorry, solitary rose?
That looks like the thing that the detective was eating his chips in.
Oh, yes, that's it. That's not a bouquet, that's a rose. That's just a rose. That's the bouquet Rolly bought for her anniversary, with old bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose.
Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by this flower? Tell us. According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrideb household.
Yep. Wait, yo, hang on a moment. So that was when it was moved. So that means that the rose was originally dropped here, and then it was moved over here. Now I'm all messed up.
Although it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
That links them.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I have it back now, please? No. I think for good measure the rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh. I think Rolly did it. I think Rolly was the murderer. I think the book fell. The book fell on the victim's head. It knocked her out. The knife fell next to her. She woke up. Or no. She fell on the pavement because the book hit her. Then she got knocked out a little bit. Then what happened was she got up, she woke up, Rolly was there too. Those two saw the body there. I don't know. I think she was unconscious, but she regained consciousness, and then she got stabbed after that. That's what I think.
But it's a symbol of our love. It's a symbol of justice now. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Yeah, we'll send it through your cell.
Good grief, rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Miss Beat.
didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment. Saw nothing to report. So no, I didn't mean to do that. Check my autopsy photo. Says some dude. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Remember you from the last one? I was just gonna check my court record. I'm gonna look through a little bit. Oh wait, because the rose won't be there, will it? Or the rose will be there. Unless, wait. For the autopsy details, yeah. Okay, hang on, let's see. Case file. Wait, this is it, right? Unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Olive green female, short build, early 20s. Pavement of brow, east side. Wait, we already doing that. What am I thinking? Oh yeah, by the way, still no spoilers though. I don't know. I know you're trying to help, but I gotta figure this out on my massive brain. I'm being creative. I'm thinking with my brain this time. But no worries about it. So yeah, east side. Wait, Rolly. Yep, Rolly beat. East side. Victim remains unconscious. Her name, details are unknown. Single stab with no other signs of injury were observed. Oh, so maybe she wasn't. Maybe she wasn't knocked out by the book. Maybe she wasn't, because there would be a bump, wouldn't there? No spoilers? Okay, I see. The assailant was running away by reporting... Yes, the whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to picture what really happened here now. Yeah, me too. Except, I don't really know. The fourth book that has no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Garrett was hiding something from us, but it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else had been hiding something from us as well. I think I may have already been armed. I think I may already be armed with everything you need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Oh, is this it? Is this the ending? Are we getting there? Okay. Nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, London Bobby is good. I keep hitting the wrong bumper, sorry. Oh, Rolly. I guess at this time, I can have a little drink of water. Alright. Let's have a look at the court record really quick. We got a bunch of new stuff. Wait, no we didn't. We got 2 new things. And an updated thing. A small folding wallet that identifies London Bobbies and contains the rules of conduct for which they may adhere. Item 1, a policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Item 2, a patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community Wow, that's kind of crazy. 20 miles is a lot. Any crimes that fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on a beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. So his beat is on this side of the road. So I think the crime really happened here, and the body was moved over here so he could get credit for it. Maybe. I don't know. Once again, I'm just throwing ideas out here. But I do think that the window thing... Like, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. We shall see. Let's just go through this. Oh, yeah, the rose as well. The rose as well. The rose as well. The rose as well. Gotta see the rose. Anniversary bouquet. It's very stylish paper the flower's wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruto. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no, I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in an English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Ah, Sasato-san, you do love your cakes. Weird. Sweet. I'm sorry.
An English rose. It's just a beautiful flower.
Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before.
Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruto?
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least.
Gosh, 3?
Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example?
I guess there's nothing really, unless we look at the back. Oh wait, no.
Ah, yes! The newspaper! It's outdate! Whoa!
There's no thorns on this rose. That raises suspicions. Okay. Let's see. The shock of seeing the so this is where, wait, the shock of seeing the stabbed victim caused Miss B to drop the rose where she stood. So that's where she stood. She was in front of there. If anything was thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. Maybe we can put the rose here because it was moved. So really, he would know when it moved, right? I think I might try that. Wait, no, darn it! I'm gonna try to press there, or not press, but present. Present. We would have seen it. Trusty Rolly, what do you have to say here? Or would we do it here? No, I don't think. I think let's try it. I don't think it's gonna work.
Objection!
Darn it! Let's consider the implications of that statement for a moment.
No, we won't.
No! Stop! Just give up! No, if the music Stop! Stop the orchestra! Stop the orchestra! Stop! I need to clear my head and come at this from a different angle. Yeah, the right one. Alright, ma. I'll see ya later. Let's think perfectly about this. Let's use our massive noggins right now. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett. Believe me, a London Bobby's good for his word. God, what is this rose? I swear. Patricia has a good memory. Yeah, and she said that the rose was like in a different place. Oh, okay. What does that mean, though? Sorry if that's too much. No, it's not because I'm an idiot. Obviously, if something had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. Wait, no, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have seen anything, right? I'm doing a save right now. I'm gonna do a save. Yeah, no, because oh no! I have it, right? Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. No, you wouldn't have, because everything that was thrown out of the window was the book and possibly the knife, right? And this said, a present for Patricia Beat from her husband Rolly. The shock of seeing the stabbed victim caused Miss Beat to drop the rose where she stood. So that means, right, theoretically, they were... Let's get the map up right now. This is serious. Okay, so say they were walking along this path right here. They were walking along this path, and they came across here. Boom. Body. Soon as she saw that body, oh, gasp, egads, she dropped the rose, right? Because you wouldn't say, like, she would mention, we watched it happen, but she just came up with the body, so they didn't see anything being thrown out in the first place, right? I guess? And then somehow the rose was moved to this side of the street in front of the house, so that means that Mr. Man here, Mr. Rolly, he moved it for some reason. I'm gonna say that that's it.
Objection!
Come on! Are you kidding me? That's not it either? You dropped the rose! You dropped the rose! You saw the body! You wouldn't have seen it because you just walked up with the thing! My trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. Didn't I already did this with the rose, right? Look at the court testimony on how they encountered the scene. No. Wait, no, we don't have that. We need to actually ask him about it. I know Finn's barking. I love him. Okay, I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment. Not a strange... You know, screw you. I'm giving you the rose anyway. Screw you. Oh my god. I hate this video game. This is the worst video game I've ever played, actually. That's the... Okay, I don't actually. But that's the thing about Ace Attorney, right? What did I just say? I can't remember what I just said. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment. Nothing strange to report. But the thing is, I tried to say, hey, this is something similar to this. But no. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. I hate it. Alright, that's enough insane laughter for today. You claim, Constable Beat, that there was nothing to report in the 15 minutes or so that you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. Time to mute the mic for a little bit. I'll be right back in 5 seconds. Alright. Ellipsis. Oh, I keep forgetting I gotta click the thing. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Miss Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime, with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby, and I tried to dispute that. However, you gotta be really specific about it, because this game wants to be specific, and it wants to make sure that you do it perfectly, or else if you don't, then you're a bad lawyer. I blame Naruto, actually. The bouquet you had dropped in the victim's even know it's right. Yeah, whatever, Zeeks, whatever. What are you gonna try to say? But the window! But the window! Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown into the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager?
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact? Yeah. No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not the only bouquet we're talking about here. Not only your bouquet, it's not the only bouquet. What about the secret hidden one I've hidden beneath my clothes? Check this out. Will you marry me, Susato? I don't have a ring, I couldn't afford it. But I got a flower. It's blue. I don't know where that came from. Well, more than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? He's mad. Think about it. Besides Miss Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Carradad's book. Mr. Garrideb's copy of the Lion's Pride, which is thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed there on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Miss Beats' bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mr. Garrideb's house. And there's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. I think Rolly did it. I think they did. I think he did.
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong.
Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Whittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is.
Oh, good. Mrs. Garrideb's come around. Is the picture becoming clear? Well, you mean this picture? Or you mean this picture? I think something... I think my... sorry for the squeaky chair. I need to fix that. I should do that after the stream. I'm gonna do that after the stream. I'll try to. But there's this, right? So this was handed... I don't know. I'm lost. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrideb. What really happened at the... Oh, you mean like what really happened at the crime scene? My theory was that she was hit with the book and then moved across to the other side of the street, but I don't think that's true. I don't know. I've got to keep going. Let's see. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. I think Rolly did it 100%. But how? Why? What? Wait, what? You're saying why do I think I'm getting it wrong? There is a reason. So, let's think about this right now before we continue. So, body was found here. Bouquet was also found here, but it was moved here. So, the... Okay, wait. So this opens, right? So this is... Yeah, so the thing earlier in the case, we saw that this was chipped. This was chipped because it fell on the ground. This fell on the ground first. That's a fact. Wait, the bouquet was always on the left side of the street? Wait, what? Was it? Hey, slightly this crazy snail. Welcome to the stream. Wait, so it was... Oh, wait, did I get it wrong? Am I thinking... Oh, wait, so hang on. You're saying I got it wrong. The rose was always over here, but it was moved here. Oh, so am I right then? There's no statement to the contrary. It's a knife, so Britain. Yes, that's true. This isn't Britain. But the... So it was over here and it was moved there. No, it wasn't. It was here and then it was moved here, wasn't it? That's what they said, right? The bouquet was never moved. What? Wait, no, but they just said the bouquet was moved. They said the bouquet was moved. Wait, I'm all kinds of confused right now. They said the bouquet was moved, but what I thought was that the body was moved. That's what I thought of, like, at first. And she was hit by... She was, like, knocked out here, and then the knife hit the ground, and then Mr. Roly-Poly was like, hey, I'm gonna stab you with the knife. Because the knife didn't land on her back. Someone killed her with the knife. It wasn't... Oh my god. Help me, man. Help me. I know I talk so bad about you, but please help. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruto. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it. It was found by the detectives in the location it was dropped. But was it... Wait, was it moved? I swear it was moved, right? What the... What? What the what? What the what? Drop the roll. Where did you go? Did I misread? I'm stupid. The person in response for this tampering cannot admit to it for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Tampering, you've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would have possibly have had to carry such an elaborate deception?
Yep, there's someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and the testimony points to one particular person. It's Rolly, right? I ride the crime. The I ride crime statistic just went up in Britain. No swearing in my chat. This is a PG-13. Actually, if it's PG-13, I guess you can use that one F-bomb. Okay, that's fine. I'll let it slide. No more. But whatever. Okay, yeah, it was roly-poly. It's roly-poly-oly. He's small and short and round and Holmes. It was Holmes. No, it's Poly. It's Roly Beat. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been.
Constable Roly Beat! It was you! What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense! Why would my Roly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Miss Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone has to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
If that was true, Constable Beat would have been able to see him do it.
Oh.
And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Miss Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene.
Well.
That's what I was saying.
First you make accusations about a landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with, but there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense. You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering, and until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
Constable Beat has a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair. Mr. Naruto, have you managed to solve this mystery? Vampire Dude's always back. Mr. Von Zeeks. Baron Von Zeeks. Is that his name, Baron? Is he just Baron Von Zeeks? He's Baron, yeah? Yeah, or Barak, sorry.
Counsel, you've made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I have no need to point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irreparably damaged. That means save. That's lawyer terms for save the game.
But we're about to win right now. This is like the last thing. We're gonna figure it out. I think if he wanted... Why would he want to tamper it? It would to get...
With that stark warning in mind, will you now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering?
Yes, my lord.
Uh-oh.
Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene is to hide... Slap your face. Got it. Ow. I don't know why I actually did. I could have went like... I could have did that. Oh, that was loud. I'm sorry. That was loud. I'm sorry. Well, tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell, right? That was my theory all along. Right? Where the victim fell, right? Because he does. Why does he care where the book fell, or where's it? No, where the bouquet fell. What the what? What the what? What the 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 what the? It's one of these. It's one of these. And you know what? I'm gonna say screw it. Where the wait. Just do it. Screw it, victim. Victim. Where the victim fell to the ground. This is what the Bobby had to cover up at all costs.
What?
Yes, we got it.
Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road, I saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. Was I right? I was right! But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. I was like half right, because I said like she got knocked out first and then Beats stabbed him, but I don't know who killed him. I have no idea. And that is your assertion, and the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Woof, yes. Where were you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening? It took place right here. Except I don't know where exactly it was. I think it was somewhere here.
Take that!
Take that! But that's on the opposite side of the road. Wait, I don't understand. On the evening in question, Mr. Garrida's book fell directly down from the open window above. And your bouquet, Miss Beat, never moved at all. Oh, it didn't move. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Wait, so, wait, so oh, okay, I see. The rose was moved after the fact. Okay, it was moved like when they, in the morning when they investigated it, it was on the other side of the road. Okay, I understand now. But at the moment, it wasn't on a different place. Is that what it was? Right? I think that's what it was. Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. Wait, no, it was not. Wait, it wasn't moved at all? Did they specifically say it wasn't moved? Because I could have sworn that I saw them say that it was moved. So it wasn't moved whatsoever. There was no movage of the foliage. Foliage? Yes, sure. Was it not moved at all? Wait. No! Stop it, Crazy Snail! I can't delete it, but no, don't. The rose has always been on the west side. Oh. Well, I have absolutely no idea how I came to the conclusion that the rose moved at all. I'm sorry. Perhaps you haven't listened to the ample testimony he's heard. Oh, sorry? Nah, don't worry about it. Just remember for next time. But the witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. That's right, I saw it with my own eyes. Okay, tell us about it then. Back to the beginning. It was 5 o'clock in the evening, and it was already dark. There was a typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, I was actually on the west side of Briar Road. No, that's not true. It can't have been. Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. Wait, you were there? You were on the road? What? And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary. But the constable overlooked one thing. What did he overlook? The bouquet, I presume. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few moments ago that the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Ziek said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. Oh. Humpty Dumpty died? Objection! She's not dead, and also, she is not Humpty Dumpty. Her name is... Olive Green, we think. Okay, so the reason why I got mixed up in how the rose moved, I actually did say it before. I actually did say that maybe the whole crime scene moved, so technically I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I won't take the next one. I'll take this one though. I'm taking this one. If I kind of mess up the next case, I won't take it, but I'll take this one. I'm taking this one because I feel proud. Kind of. Actually, no, I'm taking it. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Rolly Beat.
Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important?
Oh, Rolly. It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
I had a dream. A terrible dream.
Con Giorno Giovanna ni Garu.
All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed.
Gasp.
Gasp!
Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all.
Good golly!
The whole world is
Going wild right now in the court. Order, order, order! What on earth is the meaning of all of this? Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it?
wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, it is your duty to protect the good people of London Town.
I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the yard's reputation, for everything.
I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the minds of the Scotland Yard policeman. And yet, Lord Van Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the standing truth of the matter thus far.
I think Zeke's, he's like the worst prosecutor out of all of the ones I've seen. Because he's like, he doesn't say much, and then when he does, it's like immediately contradicted. Like the jury is like, oh yeah, he's right, and then we are just like, no, he's not. And he's like, oh yeah. He sucks. He sucks.
I would believe it to be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord. I don't know who the best prosecutor is, though. He has the coolest clothes, though. I guess, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right, you're right. Although Gavin kind of has some good stuff. He's the rocker. He goes... That's my impression of a guitar. But yeah. Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you'd better show us some evidence. Uh-oh. I think you'd better save your game.
Alright, I think this is gonna be it. This is the nail in the coffin. At once, my lord. In England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And then I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. I don't know why he would have moved it. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? Oh wait, was it this? Because we have this, right? Because... Oh yeah. I was right about this too, I think. Because it says... Hang on, wait a minute. A policeman will strive to preserve the peace within... Yeah, patrolling officers walk 20 miles every day. Yeah, where is it? Any crimes that fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. So that means... His was on the other side of the road. So he moved the body across so he could get to deal with that. That's what I think. I said that earlier.
Take that!
Music stopped. We got it. Maybe so it didn't look like his wife did it? No, because she was gone. She left. And she would have wait, no, but I'm right? Oh. What do you mean no? Is this going to be one of those cases where I'm like, this has to be it? And then it's just for a completely different reason, but it still worked. I realized that I'm a foreigner in this land, and that I've only just arrived from Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. Also, if he wanted to make it look like his wife didn't do it, he would have just got rid of the rose, right? He wouldn't have, like, messed with the whole body. I've learned that though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. It was a special day. Yeah, it was their special day, right? Oh, wait a minute. Was I... Oh, man, did I mess up this whole thing? Oh, my God. No, wait, was he on the other side of the road? Was the... Oh, no. Oh, no, I got this whole case mixed up. Oh, no. But I was, like, right, but wrong. Oh. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? Oh, on account of this bouquet, my lord. Oh, his beat was on the west side. I thought it was on the east side. Oh. Oh, that makes sense. Oh. Oh my God. I got this whole case mixed up. Oh my God, I gotta make it up for the next case. For the next case, I gotta give it 100% concentration. Oh no.
It's our very first wedding anniversary.
Oh. I don't know why I feel so bad. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford the simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Miss Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw the shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them. What must have gone through the man's mind?
Besides, just on one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Miss B puts up with a lot of being married to a Bobby like me and wanted to show my dear wife how much I care.
I was the real imbecile.
Van Zeeks, he's like, you the player, you were the dumb one. You will be remembered for your insolence. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules of patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Oh, haha. Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day?
Yes. Everything you said, it's all right.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Oh. Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on the Constable Beat's beat.
Good gracious, Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
It was the first time since I became a copper.
Unfortunately, you have only proved that the crime scene has been moved, nothing more. Yeah, I was thinking that too. We don't know who did it. That could technically... Oh, no, I think what's going to happen, it's going to be like... They're going to be like, oh, so it was her because she threw the knife out of the window. But then we're going to show the knife and that the tip is broken. So the knife landed on the ground before. Because I know she didn't do it. So these guys didn't do it. These guys didn't do it. Our client didn't do it. And Miss Garadev didn't do it.
That I ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal should be lurking somewhere. As I went over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered upon his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did it have to happen here? And why tonight of all nights?
That's a pretty stupid reason, by the way. I mean, I can get it, but like, that's a real crime. You can't just like leave it because you were gonna go out to dinner. You could have made reservations for another day, or try to get different reservations, change them.
It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat to have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever's on duty there. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you have to go to the police box to cover it. Turn right around Mission Street and then...
What if the tip of the knife got stuck in the person's body? No, that wouldn't happen. We said earlier, I think in one of the last streams, that it could have been like a cheap knife and they were stabbed and then the tip knocked off, but I don't think that's true. Autopsy would have been found. Yeah, that's another thing. But I don't think autopsies are completely reliable here. Maybe they are. I don't know. But where's the knife tip? That's the question. Case day 3. If there, I don't think there is a third trial, but if there is, I will have to do that next stream. Aw.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Constable.
I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner.
Oh, Rolly.
Just that one night.
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's not even an autopsy, so she's not even dead. That's right. Why would they do an autopsy on a living person?
And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care.
You see, I thought, well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon? Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my ruler would never have left the poor woman in the freezing cold pavement.
Welcome back, Matt.
Oh, I see your meaning now.
But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I brought for Pat.
No, Rolly, it was all my fault. I should have never dropped in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly.
And can you tell us, Constable, what happened? So what happened was I got this whole case wrong because the Mr. Man's beat, Mr. Rowley's beat, was on this side of the road, not this side of the road. And the body was actually on this side of the road where his beat was, so he was responsible for dealing with it. So what he did, he got Patricia, his wife, to go to a police box and try to call the officer patrolling this side. So when she went to do that, she was gone for so long that Rowley was able to move the body over here, and he did that so he could have an evening with his wife because it was their anniversary. Which is, I can see why he did it. I don't think it's the right thing to do. However, yeah, he did it because he wanted to spend an evening with his wife because he doesn't get the time off. And this was his one night to do it. His one night to do it. And the way I perceived the case was that this was his side of the road because apparently I don't know my directions. So I thought he moved. I knew the body was over here, so I thought he moved it over here just to get out of it or something. I don't know. I'm an idiot. That's what happened. I will never get married, so I will not need to deal with that. Of course you... Yeah, the points. ASMR for 1 minute. I have to get rid of that. It's a touching moment. Fine.
How many books did you move from the other side of the road to the other, in total?
4 it was. Yes, definitely 4.
Three of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Karadeb household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? I want to know that too, actually. When the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean.
Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it.
How you found it? What do you mean?
When we first went over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved up everything, I made sure it was still in her hand.
You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir.
Interesting.
Let's keep going. Sorry about that, by the way. But now we're back.
I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow that ran off who had done it. I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord. Yes, Lord Van Zieks? I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witness. Witnesses.
Is this it? Is this the end?
Constable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him?
That's like 22 minutes. Actually, it's 30. Oh, yeah. Actually, because it's 1.5k. 34k points would give you a lot of ASMR. Never use it, please. Thanks.
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This is all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I am tired.
All right then, my love.
One last thing, Constable.
Sir?
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
Yes, sir.
If I ever add, I will mod you. I'm never going to add a point redemption for become mod.
Carve that lesson into your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Never again, sir. You mean to say...
Leave now. This trial is not yet over.
Are you kidding me? It's not over yet? We still... How much longer is this?
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that? Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts there, principally that the accused, Mr. Saseki Natsume, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime.
I hate him. Not Saseki. No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is something else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Van Zieks, is this true? Very well. Name this person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
I think I object. Imagine being found guilty in an online court meeting and realizing the cops are coming to your house.
What would you do? You'd be like, there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna sit here and wait, I guess.
Who could have perpetrated... I don't know who could have perpetrated the crime. Well, I guess she could have. No, she couldn't have. No, I know she couldn't have. But it's stupid because... Would I run or drink my life away? I don't know. I don't drink, so... I wouldn't run either. I'd probably be like, well, I wouldn't do a crime. Heh, gotcha. Okay, let's rule these guys out. Not you, not you, not you. You're the victim. You wouldn't stab yourself, and you wouldn't be able to stab yourself. Not you. Unless we want to be like, ha, it was him. It's not you. It's not you. The only person it could be is Joan Garadeb, but it's not. Sit and cry. I guess you, right? Because I'm gonna save Like, I know you're not. I know she's not. But, like, we may as well, right? Because the case isn't you. It could be you. Like, I'm just saying. I don't think it's definitely not you. The defense would once again like to request a cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again?
My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Miss Joan Garrideb.
Oh, me? Don't tell me.
Yeah.
And that request has already been denied.
Yeah, and I want to do it again. But the situation is very different now. You've got a point there, buddy. Miss Garrideb, answer me this.
What do you want now, you little toad?
At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrideb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks over Briar Road.
Well, what of it?
You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane in the open door-hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident.
Yes, and as I said, what of it?
During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on, which is really dangerous, and you should be punished for that anyways. That's attempted murder. So let me ask you this one more time, Mr. Garrideb. Miss Garrideb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before?
Oh! I don't recall it.
Seriously?
Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there and all that regalia said...
Regalia?
Final Fantasy 15 said the members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he?
Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
What now?
No! I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Oh? Make no mistake, your jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out.
But it's just a common gun knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several knives like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know?
What's that?
Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garrideb?
I'm saying that I did throw a knife, but I don't want to say that I did.
Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it.
Oh, the poor woman.
So yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife, if that's what you think. Come along now, chop chop. Do your worst.
Well, Mr. Naruto, if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. We do know that it was thrown.
Then take the stand, juror.
Oh!
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks.
I'm going to have to testify.
Yeah, and you better do it now.
Juror number 4, as I'm sure you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware.
Oh, dearie me.
So I demand your full and unalterated testimony, Mrs. Garrideb. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord.
Yeah. To be continued. Here it comes.
This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real.
I'm a lawyer.
I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer! Is that a hint of spiky hair I see? Oh, we're doing this right now, huh? Right now, huh? Witness, state your name and occupation. You're in that cut out twice, so what did you miss? Math says nothing, just text. That's messed up. You didn't really miss anything. We got to the conclusion that Mrs. Garadeb, one of the jurors, was the one that threw the knife, and now we need to prove that she did throw the knife. But I don't think... Actually, I know for a fact that she did not kill him. Because she was in the room, the knife fell, the knife chipped, the knife hit the ground because there's a chip in the knife. So she didn't do it, but... Plot. So we gotta keep going.
Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garadeb. And I'm, well... I'm a juror. And such like.
It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Oh, yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Oh, dearie me.
Chin up, Joni. Nothing to worry about now. Oh, is it? Chin up, Joni. Nothing to worry about now. There he is.
Oh, I didn't know you were here too, John.
Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather, I ought to testify as well, don't you?
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a commerce to face disciplinary action alone. His hair looks like the moon. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, John!
I presume you are Mr. John Garadeb?
Yes, sir. Former second lieutenant in the 3rd Regiment and the 4th Northern Lumberland Flats. Seen my fair share of action and now living in the quiet life, as it were.
The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse in the day in question?
Ah, well, yes. Quite.
I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home and the time of the incident in question.
Sir, at once. Oh my god, this is a long one. Did not expect to be going this long. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the car, but soon it had out, though, and the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job. Well, you'll have a job proving it, I think. Okay, so we've just got to prove it then. So I guess we can't really get anything from that. We just need hard evidence, and it's gonna say John Garadeb on it. I mean, not really. There's the tip of the knife is the one thing that I know, and it says it there. Oh, look here, Mr. Naruto. A small piece of the blade. Oh, we already did this a long time ago. You think it could have been larger than the... No, it's not. Okay.
Sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening.
Although, an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on the battlefield you're just a knot's whisker from death at any moment. Still talking about a marital quarrel here?
Well,
wait, that's not you.
I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end.
Fenzix may well be right. Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruto. Yes, I'm afraid so. Alright, I guess this is it. This is the last one. I'm gonna get it. First try. So I can't prove it. There's no way for me to prove it, really. So you're right. On the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked the candlestick over, set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though. Got the window open. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him, like a knife. Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd noticed if one or two went missing. No, here we go. Here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna press you, and you're gonna say yes. Some things may have went out the window, and then we're gonna say, and then she's gonna say, but definitely not a knife. And then we're gonna present the knife, and we're gonna be like, oh, check this out. This is chipped. Was this knife chipped before? And she'll be like, no. And I'm like, yeah, that's because it got chipped on the ground, and then that's that. Even though the room was on fire?
As far as I was concerned, the time was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. This is most certainly not true of a Sasato takedown, Mr. Naruto. How did she know I was thinking that?
So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day?
In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, a sponge, a napkin. Super.
Excuse me. What do you know? Do you have something to add, sir? You do. Mr. Garrett? Oh, don't shoot. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Did your wife's remarks just now just bring something to your mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed a direct hit right up the valley. Good grief, woman, we're not at home now. There's a court of law.
Oh, dearie me, I ever so sorry, dear.
What's she even doing with a teapot in here? Aimbot?
Honestly, Joan, I would never have thrown such things as you, obviously.
Well, take a look at this, then. How do you suppose that happened, Your pipe, sir? Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of a soft projectile she did, yes. You're smoking coffee right now. And when I went to pick the things up, it was broken in two, like I see a sponge and that sort of damage. I see. Your pipe was broken. Just like the knife was broken. It would never have been sent flying unless hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing for now.
Ah, you are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear?
I wonder what we should make of this account. It is important because the knife is broken. The defense believes Mr. Garrett's remarks just now to be of great significance.
Objection!
What? This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of it, adding to the formal testimony. No, it's not. Common sense, one might say. Might one? In that case, would you please permit it to examine the pipe, sir? Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, dearie me, there you will go again, trying to, ingrate
one with young lady. Wow. Very well, the court will accept this gentleman's pipe as evidence. Okay. Let's have a look. Hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruto. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh, no, it's fine. Thanks to Sasato-san, we have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garrett. Now, we can return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? There's a chip in it. There's a chip in it. I only have 2 left, yeah. But I shouldn't, because I tried to... whatever, it's fine. But I don't want to explain it. There's a small nick out of the bowl here. Look, it appears to have been made relatively recently. See how little scrapes and dents are over its very well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that the well-loved thing goes hand-in-hand with some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye, though, because it's clearly new.
The knife did it.
So, oh. That's the tip of the knife. So I was wrong. Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. I was wrong. Yeah, you're right. Looks like the tip of the blade or something, so maybe she did do it. The tip of a blade? Surely it couldn't be... The fragment of metal has entered into the court record. Oh, shoot. I don't need that pipe anymore. This is the tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. The tip of a blade? Something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't really know. There's just something needling me, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Perhaps in that case, it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again. Yep. Oh, looky, Mr. Naruhodo. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. Wait, part of it's missing? I could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling. You remember this? Oh, that's a tiny fragment of metal that we found inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe. Yeah, and just maybe. My, it's a perfect fit. Somehow I just knew it. Yeah. So how do we go about this? I mean, yeah.
Objection!
Yeah. It's just that simple. Mr. Garrideb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't say about anything. You can't? You used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course, but that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days, I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, there he goes, dearie me. It's rather wearing being asked about every other letter in the other word.
You mean D? You must D very dizzy. Rinosuke, that's not funny. I'm sorry. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Again, this doesn't prove that she killed him. Unless the knife dropped straight on her. But I don't know, because that seems stupid. They wouldn't do that, right? They wouldn't do that. No, they wouldn't do that. Almost certainly a tip from the blade, and what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap, is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? In the pipe. In the pipe. Lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrideb's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jolene, I wonder how that got there. I wonder how that got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that this is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? Bam. You know it. What? When we put together a piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. His back of his robe is burned. You appear rather confident in this extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well, then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case? It is the knife. Boom. This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there's a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with the inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in the victim's bones. I can't believe you guys were actually right about it being a cheap knife. I can't believe that. It's just unfathomable. I can't believe it. You guys are geniuses.
And what of this particular knife?
Wait, were you right? I think you were. I think you were the one that said it, right? Right, Crazy Snail? You were right. But it wasn't lodged in her. It was in the pipe, but it did break. So, if I can be 50% right and call it 100, you can be 50% right and call it 100. You're 100% right.
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
No. You idiot. Moron. Stupid prosecutor. Stupid Zeke. Stupid. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Gaida's pipe. Yeah, that's right. You just have a heart attack? Good. You can be 1% right and call it 100%. No, you can't, because that's not 50. If it's 50 or over, you can. But if it's 1%, no. That just means you got one. It's like you got one thing right, and the one thing you got right was the victim. That's what that means. That's what being 1% right is. Everything wrong except for the victim.
Good grief, Lord Van Zeeks.
But you can talk your way out of it. Yeah, but how would you do that if you had no other information other than this was the victim? It means you're cringe. Well, guess what? It means you're used the wrong spelling of the word your. It's Y-O-U-R-E. Y-O-U-R is possessive. Like, my cringe? What about my cringe? Gotcha. Damn.
I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Good golly gosh.
What's the jury even doing? Can you vote not guilty and then we can just all go home? Because I am in the same boat as the other dude.
Is this some sort of Eastern story?
No, it's not. It's called a puzzle. Oh, he's mad.
This is no magic, my lord. It's a puzzle.
This is a miracle. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. It's not a miracle. It's not a miracle at all. It's not a miracle. It's a puzzle. I put two pieces together and they happen to fit. That's a puzzle. So Mr. Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he?
Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Gaida's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. It would have never been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. It was the knife. Oh, she's afraid.
Oh, dearie me.
And during the argument between the two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Miss Garrett flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garadeb instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course.
Good lord!
Yes, and when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garadeb's pipe,
the chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1.
And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In short, this knife which fell from the window of the Garadeb's house is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below.
Oh gosh, dear, no!
Objection!
Yeah, I kind of object to that too. What are the I mean, this seems too perfect. A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. I actually agree with him.
A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling this argument.
Sorry?
But after all, it is just a theory. A game theory, and the bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see... Oh! It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency.
An insurmountable amount of what? What? Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified?
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with a knife planted in the middle of her back.
Yeah? In her... Oh...
That's right, you silly little man!
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case and yet more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground.
I haven't saved in a while, I don't think. Let me do a quick save. Okay.
If the knife that struck her had fallen from above... Another one. I think that's the third one. There's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
Yog!
Order, order!
Quite right, you see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen from her from above, would have struck her at the top of the head.
No. Because... she had the book in her hand, right? I know that, Rolly put the book back in her hand, but that's because the book was already in her hand. So what she did... Yeah, she bent over to get the book. That's what I was thinking. She bent over to get the book, and while she was doing that, knife came down, boom. Well, if you say it, I'm going to slap you harder than Miss Garrideb slaps Mr. Garrideb. I'll do it. Lost for words. Look, yep, knew it. Never liked his theory in the first place. You guys are stupid because you guys forgot one thing. The book was in her hand. The book flew out the window. She picked it up, stabbed her in the back.
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history.
No, it's not. Stand up, please. You're so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely. One simple inconsistency. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand. You're so optimistic. I love it. Mr. Sato! You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruto. You were just caught off guard, that's all. And your mind went blank. Has anyone seen a knife falling down ever? Probably. I mean, there's 7 billion, coming up to 8 billion people in the world. I'm pretty sure someone has seen a knife falling. It spins. No. Well, I mean, it could. But still, wouldn't it be boring if the knife fell and it hit her backwards, and then someone else picked it up and went, that'd be kind of cool. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there, the book. Seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. And coincidentally, this is the last piece of evidence we have yet to use. And we got new, well, we already used it, but... yep, see? In her hand.
Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Objection!
Check this out. I'm about to blow your minds. Check this out. I know I'm having a breakdown right now, but this I'm having a breakdown, but this inconsistency doesn't match up. It means I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth, just like the knife digged into her back. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way it could have hit her in the middle of the back. Under normal circumstances, that is.
What are you implying? Counsel?
There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife fell from above, could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer.
Goodness! Utter madness.
I'm not even gonna read this. Wait,
Surely this must be the last time counsel present the evidence which you speak.
I wanted to read it. I know I said I wouldn't, but I'm going to read it now because this is good. Final piece in the puzzle. This is actually the final thing. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. Don't even need to save, because I'm so unbelievably confident that it's the armband.
Take that!
They may strike at any time. Yeah, like when you're getting a book from the ground. It's so good. No, I know. It was a joke. I know it was the book. Okay, let's fine, let's do it. Yes, it was the book. The fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. Oh, dude, the music! The burnt book. Is that not Mr. Garrett's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we'll have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all know, that it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so, as a part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true, however, as part of his testimony, Constable Bert Beat made an extremely enlightening statement to that point. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand?
Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand.
In other words, the victim had already picked up the book on her own violation. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I can't imagine blah blah blah. 1 minute. Sorry, Finn wanted to come in. Hey, yeah, Finn, how you doing? He wanted to see the court, and now he's laughing at me. And now he's gonna want to leave again, because I let him in my room. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand?
By jingo, I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now.
Oh, dearie me.
We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garrett household into the pavement below. Hi Finn, how's it going? You like court? He loves court.
He loves court. Yes, he does.
At precisely the moment that the victim was walking... Did you make that squeak noise? How did you make a squeak noise? At the moment the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment, the young woman was walking along the street in the light fog. Oh, okay, now you want to go. All of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. Hang on, I'm going to let him out. He's the weirdest dog I've ever seen in my life. A book fell right in front of her.
The book I threw.
Yes, Miss Garrideb, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I really can't imagine it. But I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the woman in fact did.
She picked up the book. Oh, the heavens!
And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? It'd have been right up. Yep, that's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, bam. Case closed. The next object fell from the room above the jackknife straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Well, I never.
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above.
Oh!
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there was never a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. Nope. This is nothing more than a series of unlikely events that accumulated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind the case. Wow. There we go. well, Mr. and Mrs. Garydeb. But that's weird because we met those other characters, right? We met those other 2 characters that showed up randomly. I think they're going to be apparent in the next case. But that's interesting because I thought it would have been Mr. Fancy Guy with all the gems, but guess I was wrong.
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that.
There, old bean.
Poor Miss Garydeb.
Yep. Sucks. It sucks to be you. It really does, though. Imagine, like, in a fit of rage towards your significant other, you end up killing someone. That's pretty messed up.
Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it?
That's why I will never date anyone.
I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well. John, dear.
It's alright, I know.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry!
Man. You're scared of women now. Imagine having a love interest. Couldn't be me. Don't break your back, too. Oh, he did. Okay. Never mind. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? For them.
Lord Van Zeeks, what news of Miss Garydeb? She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events has left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There will be no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what would have easily been a terrible tragedy.
Give me 1 second. Back again.
They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions,
Which is really bad. There is some good news, however, my lord. I've just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. That's good. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we never once met her. How wonderful! We haven't met her. This woman's out of danger, it seems. Yep, that is good news.
So, Mr. Sasaki Natsume.
Oh, hey. What's up, Joseph? I mean, George. Wait, what's his voice?
Yes! On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
Sorry, I turned off my fan.
No, it is me who should be begging for your pardon.
No, Mr. Natsume.
That evening when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that the woman was dead.
Yes, Constable Beats said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too.
Suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. I mean, you would be if you were just lying on the ground in winter with a knife sticking out of your back, but...
It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they are haunting me.
Poor Saseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him.
Yes, poor man.
So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry. No worries, George, Joe Star. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were a bit fooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions, but thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both. Ooh! Ellipsis times 3. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask you one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion. I do declare, with the reasons and the times and...
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old bean whilst out of action, you know, but I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
It's actually because of his grandchildren that we actually got anywhere. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand for your final decisions, Mr. Foreman!
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Very well. Mr. Saseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you...
Woo! Yeah! It's actually happy fireworks! Last time it was terrible because he was guilty, probably. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh yes, Lord Sir! You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. No spoilers, but I'm pretty sure he does end up coming back in the second game. I don't know if he's related to a case, but I think he does return. Oh yes, sir, of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Someone's going to have their life ruined. Yeah, let's go. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. I think the perpetrator doesn't even deserve it. But fireworks, woo, pretty pog champ. All right. Oh, locum. Wait, you mean me? Of course. Is there another locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last! I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Hearty happiness! Hurrah! Oh, I am so pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted. Would it be so hard to just say that then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman that was in no way... What happened to the woman was in no way your fault, after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely lawyer, locum lawyer! Yeah? Oh, I mean, as I said before, I've just never gotten used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners, I see towering brick buildings, and from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you locum lawyer gave me gloom to boot. The boot, he gave me the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the binding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!" Well, that's very flattering, and we're pleased for you. And this has given me a wonderful anecdote to resound my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's become of all my hard work? Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. I knew it was him. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to meet you. I see I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say. Oh. The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruto, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. Ah! No! Then my haste was in vain! Ah! It's you! Herlock Sholmes! Oh, have we met, sir? This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or a prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. And this is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind with the secret Joestar technique. My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off. I feel like he wouldn't be smoking out of that thing. He'd just have, like, juice. He'd just be drinking juice. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Had she been taken to a hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh! But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone who would have been shaken by such experience. Anyone would have been. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Priceless. Oh, I am so sorry, really. But, that was quite priceless. Poor Sasaki-san. Still, on the bright side, you'd had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And, it would seem, you were not even found guilty. But there's no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume? Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits, and now by the Reaper! Ah, Lord Van Zeeks, I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing the man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It'll be all right, Mr. Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Yaw! There we go. Haven't seen that in a while. With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. I want to see her do that to Zeke. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. Man. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon. Oh! It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops, and have been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. It's very touching, Mr. Natsume. Oh, and in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world, escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling closes my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen as my own work. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Sasaki-san. Could be an interesting read. Now, what's up, Sholmes? And what about Miss Sasato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? No. Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London, and only now does it feel as though we've finally found our feet. And you are accommodated at a local hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us. I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, You could take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? Ah, but what it lacks in windows, it more than makes up with a floor and a ceiling and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. It's a cat. Well, we'll think about it if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Yes! I want to be a roommate with Herlock Sholmes. Really? Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I may add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? Persona 5! Okay, I spoke with the landlady in this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of? Oh, this is simply wonderful! What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the great detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words. So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Yeah, of course, I would take up that offer. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume, I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes! Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. Yeah, of course, we're all happy. Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume, it's been a privilege meeting you two. It's a shame that we're gonna have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan, but Locum, we'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Saseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to be our new home, 221B Baker Street. Sick. 20th of February, 4:41 p.m. Let me do a save really quick. Sick attic. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Oh, investigation part 3. Okay, this is where I'm going to have to end it. Alright, 20th of February, 4:41 p.m., the attic room. So we're in the attic of Mr. Sholmes. They were setting it up for us. So this is to be our new office, yes. Our office. I rather like the sound of that. Me too! It's simply wonderful, isn't it? It is. It's pretty cool. I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. I wonder what Kazuma would have done. But I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. My dear fellows, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Dude, look at him! He's looking good! Oh, Mr. Sholmes, yeah, yes, thanks so much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Hope you liked some smoking in your room. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. What was her voice again?
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner.
Was that her voice? I think it was.
We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate.
Iris, you must let me help you.
All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad.
Splendid. She always has her gun. It's kind of intimidating. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel? Also, I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist, and they say Naruhodo a lot. So I learned that means, like, I see. So, or like, that's it. So it makes sense for his name to be Naruhodo. How does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London is a glorious place full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest of shadows. I knew it! Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. Well, like the judicial system. Once again, Mr. Naruto. Welcome to London. Thank you. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. Oh yeah, that one actually was really short. That was like 3 minutes. I could have done this last stream, but hey, we got it. All right, on to chapter 5. Save current progress. Man, I kind of wish I did it last stream. I feel like I wasted time, but that's all right. All right, episode 5. It just goes straight into it, huh? The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. This seems very intimidating.